The Amazing World of Gumball. Of course you already know this series, but if you don't, then you've probably been living under a rock. The series follows the lives of 12-year-old Gumball Watterson, an anthropomorphic blue cat, and his adoptive goldfish brother Darwin, who attend middle school in the fictional city of Elmore. And it came out with the 7th season on Hulu 3 months ago. Now let's be real here, I absolutely loved this show. The clever humor, the mixed media animation, likable characters, it was like a fever dream. But even that show isn't safe from its fair share of bad episodes, especially ones where our main protagonist, Gumball, is a douchebag. So today we're going to be reviewing 2 episodes where Gumball was an absolute asshole to his friend Darwin. Alright, so this episode starts with Gumball and Darwin locked in a bathroom. Why? Don't ask me, don't ask the writers. Apparently Rocky thought they were the ghost of schoolgirls haunting the toilets. Okay, Rocky, that's your thoughts. Anyways, since they believe they're stuck forever, Gumball decides, hey, this is a good time to confess I ruined your summer by doodling nightmare fuel in your school book, which got you sent to counseling. Good friend material right there. Darwin's mad for like 5 seconds.
Mr. Snow put me in an isolation tank! Well, let's not dwell on the past.
But then decides to drop his secret. Just as he's about to spill it, boom! Rocky swoops in to save their asses. Now here's where Gumball flips the switch from a lovable goofball to an absolute asshole. Darwin doesn't want to tell his secret. Guess what? Gumball just makes it his life's mission to destroy him. Darwin's just trying to play the game. Gumball, he's mashing out of pure rage because Darwin won't cave. He just doesn't win. He smashes Darwin's character into pixel mush with a hammer. You know, you've crossed a line when your own best friend is staring at you in shock like, bro, what the hell? So Gumball decides, you know what will make Darwin talk? Burn his esophagus alive. He serves up dinner laced with more spice than an entire Taco Bell kitchen, then hides all liquids except 1 glass of milk, where he dangles like some evil overlord. Darwin is literally crawling across the floor with flames shooting out of his mouth, and Gumball's just casually taunting him like a Bond villain. And then, when Darwin thanks him for finally putting the fire out, Gumball's pissed.
Thanks, Gumball!
You're welcome.
What a dick!
Gumball sneaks off to a payphone, pretending to be a game show host giving Darwin a spa prize, but the catch is, Darwin has to reveal his secret to claim it. You know, because nothing screams best friendship like emotional blackmail. Richard's the only one excited about the spa vouchers because of course he is. Darwin, meanwhile, is just like, seriously? Then Gumball runs out of quarters right before Darwin talks and he loses it like he's calling the lottery hotline. Smooth, buddy. This one's short. He literally stretches his face across the room trying to read Darwin's mind. It fails, it hurts, he gives up, moving on. Darwin dreams about being harassed by sea creatures demanding his secret. And who's right there whispering in his sleep, feeding the paranoia? Yep, freaking Gumball. Imagine being so desperate for gossip you invade your friend's subconscious. Gumball spends the morning poking Annie's like an idiot because she also knows Darwin's secret. He's trying to get it out of her. She warns him to stop. He doesn't. She beats him up. Honestly, Annie should have finished the job. Gumball takes Darwin back to the bathroom, locks him inside, and demands the truth. And Darwin finally cracks.
You know last week when you made me that sandwich and I said it was great? Well, it was just good.
That's it? That's the secret? All this? For that? Gumball goes full rage mode because apparently his ego can't handle the downgrade from Gordon Ramsay's level of phrase. And of course, their big escape is crawling through the sewers like Ninja Turtles, arguing the whole way, only to come home through the toilet and scared Richard.
Did I eat you?
Richard asking if he ate them is both hilarious and horrifying. Darwin admits to Annie's that wasn't the real secret. The real one, he and Annie's upload a video of Gumball dancing like an idiot and trashing his room. It's gone viral. Millions of views. So Darwin basically got the last laugh anyway. Wait until Gumball sees the video on his recommendations. Let's review. Gumball disrespects Darwin's privacy, emotionally manipulates him, tortures him with food, harasses his little sister, and throws tantrums whenever he doesn't get his way. All for a mediocre sandwich review. Darwin meanwhile just keeps putting up with it because he's too nice. When it was absurd for Gumball to invade Darwin's privacy, it wasn't as bad as the time he let him starve to death. So the class is going on a field trip. Nice, wholesome school picnic. Miss Simeon clearly says 3 times, don't go through the Forest of Doom. 3 times. What is she, the map from Dora the Explorer?
I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map! Shut up!
Zoom in on Gumball and Darwin in the back. Not listening, Gumball goes, "Yep, Forest of Doom it is." And just like that, they're off, alone in the creepiest woods possible. Gumball claimed that he swallowed the map and memorized it. Sure, buddy, whatever you say. Warning signs they ignore. An evil laughing tree, squirrels literally planning their funerals, the wind itself screaming, going the wrong way. But Gumball? Nah, he's totally Bear Grylls. Gumball tries to track Miss Simeons by sniffing her scent. They follow a stink trail to an outhouse. Bravo, Sherlock. Darwin points out there are no stars, only the sun. Gumball, galaxy brain as ever, goes,
The sun is a star, Darwin.
so they stare straight at the sun. They blind themselves. And while screaming in pain, they literally run right past the entire class who's having a great time at an actual picnic. Darwin, the only one actually thinking, pulls out his lunchbox, you know, their only food source, and Gumball throws it away. Darwin's face says it all. Did my best friend just let me starve to death? Instead, Gumball decides to educate Darwin on Nature's Supermarket. His survival science lesson: everything's made out of circles. Circles make food. Rocks are circles. Rocks are food. Then he tries to eat a rock. They see a deer. Gumball's like,
I'm a predator. Hear me roar!
truly terrifying. Then he makes Darwin attack instead. Darwin fish slaps it, and oh look, it's not even a deer. It's some mutant chicken-like thing. Real survivor expert there. Then they find a little caterpillar. Gumball's ready to chow down, but Darwin begs him not to. They let it go. Cute moment. Until it immediately gets devoured in a full-on food chain apocalypse. Caterpillar, fish, bird, tentacle, koala, gryphon, and a giant moose, all in 20 seconds. Nature's savage, kids. At this point, they realize they're at the bottom of the food chain. Congrats, Gumball, you finally figured something out. Gumball tries to make fire with sticks. Instead of igniting the wood, he set his hands on fire and runs around screaming. Karma's a bitch, ain't it? But hey, by accident, the fire starts anyway. They celebrate until it rains and snuffs it out. Meanwhile, cut to the other kids picking out the sandwiches. Just rubbing it in. Darwin's starving, so he eats Gumball's clothes. Gumball is left naked in the woods.
What is wrong with you? You ate all my clothes!
Well, that's what happens when you threw away the only food source available earlier. Survival 101. Make sure your best friend is naked, starving, and angry. Darwin finally snaps at him, threw him his food, and Gumball, instead of apologizing, berates him and storms off right over a cliff. Mwah! Gumball, surrounded by monsters, finally begging for help. Darwin jumps in, goes full tough guy, and fish slaps the biggest beast into tears. Suddenly, Darwin's the real survivalist, not Mr. Rock Eater over there. Darwin even carries Gumball on his back like he escorted a wounded soldier. Bro deserves a medal. They limp to the picnic, starved and wrecked. Everyone else is stuffed, but Gumball and Darwin dive straight into the trash can like raccoons, devouring leftover garbage. The other kids stare in disgust. Miss Simeon, she just goes, "Go back to the bus!" And as they sit in the trash satisfied, Gumball still doesn't listen to her directions about avoiding the Forest of Doom. That means they'll have to go through all that all over again. Let's review. The whole episode is basically Survival for Dummies written by Gumball Watterson. Ignore warnings, throw away your food, blind yourself with the sun, eat rocks, set yourself on fire, and starve your best friend until he eats your clothes. Darwin, once again, is the actual most valuable person. Keeps even saving Gumball's sorry butt in the end. Gumball, he's an impulsive egomaniac who nearly killed them both out of ignorance. So, for invading your friend's privacy, emotionally backlashing him, being the worst survivalist alone, throwing away food, and dragging him through 11 minutes of malnutrition and stupidity, F you, Gumball Watterson.